That's the second time he has jumped off sides, and his teammates tell him, calm down, John, calm down.
Offense. Well, they say, you know, at this point in the season, they've already had 14 football games, that at this point, those kinds of mistakes should be eliminated, but you never really eliminate them. I mean, you work all season long, and it doesn't matter in the heat of battle, and this is a heated battle. Okay. This is Popovich in motion. O'Hara rolling to his right. Looking deep. Hernandez. Oh, the ball was almost intercepted by Bill Nolan. Hernandez, the intended receiver. No wonder he was anxious on the last play, Mike. He wanted to hurry up and get deep. Running a post pattern, and O'Hara actually had him open, but couldn't get the ball over Bill Nolan, who's a fine defensive back. We've seen lots about him that we like so far. All right, let's go on the field now and Dennis Green to see what's happening down there. Dennis?
Right, Tim and Mike. Mike Murray hurt his ankle again and is twisted, so he should be able to find out pretty quickly if he will come back or not. But they're not sure. It's not a knee. It's definitely an ankle.
All right, Dennis Green on the sidelines, and this is Lane Tech on the attack. Dan Cochran got the stop, and Jeff Devine and Dan Zurek helped stop him. I said Cochran got the ball, not the stop. Picked up 3. And so now Lane faces 3rd and about 12.
Cochran, another one of the athletes, good athletes we're going to see out here this afternoon. He, too, a big-time college prospect, has been looked at by Nebraska and BYU.
You know, it's something that we'll talk about throughout the day, Mike. A lot of the schools like Nebraska, Oklahoma, and BYU are shopping in Chicago because there's so many prospects here. Nice throw over the middle. Popovich with the catch. Popovich. Perjanik made the stop. Boy, he has good hands. He's got, you know, he did relatively little during the season, and now in the playoffs he's just come alive. He's really caught fire. 9
touchdowns during the playoffs, and watch Les O'Hara here. Straight drop back, great throw. He's got a good field of vision, and Popovich rather does what every receiver's supposed to do: catch that ball in traffic and don't be worried about the hits.
I've seen him make some spectacular catches. That was a fine one, and it gave Lane a first down on about the 40-yard line. Here's O'Hara on the keep. He's rolling to his right, picks up about 5 or 6 yards before he's brought down by Pope and Zurek.
Well, we talked about O'Hara's ability to throw the ball, and he did have 12 touchdown passes this year for 843 yards, but he also is a fine runner, as those statistics right there indicate. 4.9 average on the ground, 524 yards. What's surprising is Mount Carmel runs almost the same kind of offense that Veer and the option offense. I thought they'd be defending Lane Tech a little bit better than they are so far here in the first quarter.
O'Hara's 6'3", 190, and he has big-time size. He could develop as a college quarterback. He hands this one straight up to Cochran on the dive play, running right at Dan Zurek from Calumet City, Illinois.
Nothing fancy here. Lane Tech leads at 7-0, eating up a lot of time on the clock. 4:20 remains here in the first quarter. Now Lane's got another great drive going.
They're facing 3rd and 1 here. This has got to be a tremendous psychological. Of course, Lane's played Gordon Tech, and they played him twice now, and they understand what it takes to beat a Catholic League team. So I don't think they came in here with too much of an underdog complex. This one up the middle, and Caravan really on the stop there. That was Cochran. Pope and Sawicki were both in there, along with several teammates.
It's going to be awfully close, Tim. Pope was the first man to reach him, and Sawicki cleaned him up.
They didn't even measure. They're putting up 4th down. And it looks like Sam Bronswck is going to go ahead and punt it. Sam being the coach at Lane Tech for 8 years. And he's got one of the best programs in the public league. Everybody knows that.
Cochran also doing the punting here.
Gets a good kick. This is Callaway handling it back, and he fumbles back to about his own 10. Let's see what he can do. Now he wants to come back this side. He shook off a tackler, but he was finally dropped there by Kevin Brining. Great play by Callaway and a great tackle by Brining. And the score is 7-0. Lane Tech has the lead with 3:12 left in the first period.
It's going on now. The running of the 48-hour half-price marathon sale at the Waterbed Mart. $300 water beds are half price. $400 water beds are half price. And look, this entire kids' water bedroom set is half price, too. Plus, the finance deal you've been waiting for. No down, no interest, and not a penny to pay till March of '86. The 48-hour half-price marathon sale ends Sunday night, only at the Waterbed Mart. Oh, check the white pages of your phone book for the Waterbed Mart nearest you.
No matter what you do this holiday season, you'll want to stop and take time out for Highland's Holiday Sale with some of the lowest prices of the year. Like this RCA 19-inch color TV with remote, just $296. And this Techniques AM/FM 25 watts per channel digital stereo receiver, only $97. Highland's Holiday Sale ends Monday night, so don't be left out in the cold.
Well, we're out in the cold, but it's not terribly cold, and we certainly don't feel left out. Soldier Field actually kind of balmy for this type of year, or this time of year. Mount Carmel's got the ball on their own 11-yard line. This is Danko up the middle to Washington, who keeps going. Looks like he picked up the first down, give him about 11 yards on the play, as Chris Spade had to come up from his safety position to help bring Washington down. He's like Charlie Tolar, if you remember him from back in the 50s and 60s.
Tolar was only about 5'6". James is 5'11", 215. As you take a look at the Lane Tech defensive line, Casillas, Majeski, Kirkwood, and John Taylor. Rudy Salinas, Jim Palumbo, Billy Garrett, and A.J. Wackel, the linebackers. And, of course, their three-deep secondary, Brian Aranza, Derek Faulkner, and Chris Spade, number 40, a two-way player for Mount Carmel.
It's a fine defensive team for Lane Tech.
Or Lane Tech, rather.
All right, here's Danko back, a straight drop back, a rare drop. Callaway's out there, but a beautiful play. You were just talking about Chris Spade, the two-way player, Mike. He made a terrific job of knocking the ball away because Callaway had beaten most of the coverage. Boy, he is a fine-looking player.
Danko is not known for his great arm, but he throws the ball fairly deep here. Callaway had those two defensive backs split. If the ball was thrown just a little bit farther, Callaway might have had a chance, but Chris Spade comes up with a heads-up play.
All right, so Mount Carmel going for it all on first down. Now they face 2nd and 10 with about 2:40, not about, exactly 2:40 left in the first quarter. And Carmel brings two wide receivers down here, split to the right, the bottom of your screen, one split up top, another straight drop by Danko with a screen pass. Lance Bonner gets his first chance to carry the ball. Derek Faulkner and John Taylor were both in on the stop, and it's a nice pickup for Mount Carmel.
Well-designed play. They had two wide receivers, Nate Turner, number 85, and Callaway split to the right. And they ran Mike Dilger, the tight end, was split out to the left. They ran him deep, and that set up the screen play to Lance Bonner, number 41. As you can see, very close to a Mount Carmel first down.
We're going to give him about 9, it looks like, and we'll call it 3rd down and 1. You see less than 1. They string the chains out.
You know, Timmy, this is the first time that Lane Tech and Mount Carmel have ever met before in their entire history. They met once.
1950.
No, it's the first time. That's what I was going to say. In 1950, and it was this prep bowl here.
And that's ironic in itself, Mike, because these are two of the greatest schools in Chicago in terms of tradition, history. Lane Tech of the Public League, Mount Carmel the Catholic League. We got a brochure before the game from Mount Carmel that was, what, about 75 pages thick, with every little shred of history of Mount Carmel football, starting lineups going back to the 40s. Phenomenal, and they call themselves the Notre Dame of the Catholic League, and with good reason. They have tremendous tradition, as do so many of the schools in the Catholic League.
This is Mount Carmel's 11th appearance in the Prep Bowl. That's unprecedented. They won it in 1983, beating Simeon 28-6. But they trail here this afternoon, 7-0 to Lane Tech, 2:25 to go. 3rd and inches for the Caravan at their own 32-yard line. 33-yard line.
All right, they're going with a double tight end formation. No, I'm sorry. Turner split out here to the near side. And he's back. They don't call the penalty. Turner seemed to have jumped. Bonner got the carry and apparently has the first down. Scott Majeski with the tackle. You know, that's interesting, Mike. Here's a flanker split out wide here, and I don't know if we saw it even on the screen. He's nowhere involved with the play, and he moves forward. Just shows even when he knew the play wasn't going to involve him at all, he still was anxious to get out there and get it going.
There's a look at head coach Frank Lenti, his 2nd year at Mount Carmel. He was influenced a great deal by Lou Holtz in Arkansas, where he was a graduate assistant. Last year, he went down to visit Bill Yeoman down in Houston. That's where he gets his veer offense from. Fake to Washington.
Over the middle again to number 85, Nate Turner. And he's finally brought down by Spade and Faulkner. Derek Faulkner in on the stop. Nice play. Obviously, Lenti thinks that play is open, and he's working on that part of the Lane Tech secondary.
Again, almost identical offense here. The fake to Washington here. Danko just coolly pitches it over the middle to Nate Turner, 6'1", 196, a junior out of Chicago, and this kid is fast. Third, as I mentioned, third in the state last year in the 110-meter high hurdles.
That's a lot of speed at wide receiver with Callaway and Turner, and now it's first down for Mount Carmel on Lane's 35. They still trail 7-0, Mount Carmel does, and we have 1:35 to go in the quarter. Danko straight give up the middle to Bonner, and he is overwhelmed by 6 or 7 Lane Tech tacklers. Majeski led the charge along with Ruben Casillas. A loss of about 2 on the play. Frank Lenti knows that Lane Tech has unusually good size for a public league school. Lane Tech is able to match up physically pretty well with Mount Carmel.
Lenti, of course, himself a Mount Carmel graduate back in 1969. He played in the Prep Bowl in 1967. There were 62,000 people here, Tim, before the state playoffs were adopted. They beat Dunbar that year 37-0.
And he said he would never forget that situation. You know, we mentioned there the Notre Dame of the Catholic League. They talk about their disappointing 6-4 year. And this is a nice pass outside to Lance Bonner, Picking up about 7 or 8 on the play as Bill Garrett and Milan Popovic both combined to bring him down. So from a 3rd and 12, we go to a 2nd and 12. Now we're 3rd and 2, so give him 10 yards on the play. Nice recovery and a good pass play. Danko's throwing a bit more than we expected to see, I think. I think we expected to see more running plays.
Well, one sets up the other, and if Washington can get his yards inside, those little swing passes, and of course the fakes to the fullback and the throws across the middle are going to be there this afternoon.
This will be the last play of the quarter. They just get it off the middle of Washington, and he is stuffed by A.J. Wackel and Ruben Casillas. So Lane Tech digging in and stopping the Caravan, who will now be looking at a 4th and 1 situation as we resume action in the beginning of the second quarter. And there you see your score. Lane Tech a surprising 7-0 lead over Mount Carmel.
There's nothing you can do about bad weather, but you can protect your pants, coats, and the carpeting in your car from rainwater, snow, salt, and mud with the Pant Saver Car Mat. Pant Saver's deep central pan holds up to 16 ounces of water, and these exclusive ridges help keep the dirty water, sand, and mud away from your clothes, so you'll save on cleaning bills. Pant Saver car mats come in a variety of colors, in sizes to fit both the front and rear of your car.
Pant Saver car mats make a great Christmas gift, and they're now available at these fine stores. The William Tell Inn can be the perfect answer to your question of where to dine, dance, have a party, reception, banquet, or meeting, day or night. Your every desire is met for lunch or dinner. Beautiful rooms, perfect location, everything you could want or need, and the prices will really please you. Phone area 312-354-4200. That's 354-4200. The William Tell Inn.
And we're back live at the beginning of the second quarter. Let's go to Dennis Green on the sidelines. Coach?
Well, you know, the key thing, Tim, is that Coach Bronswck said he was going to throw the ball early, and the big pass play on the first down was a key factor. I think the other thing is that the big fullback Cochran on the option, with Les O'Hara keeping the ball in behind, has really been able to keep Mount Carmel off balance. The other key factor, though, is the speed of Washington and Callaway. It could be just a moment before those guys can really break loose and get on the board.
All right, Coach Dennis Green is absolutely right. There is speed, though, on both sides of the line, Mike, and we saw the explosiveness of Lane as they got right off the bat on their first series. Let's see what Mount Carmel can do on a crucial 4th and 2. Bring it around the reverse. Nate Turner's got some room. Tiptoes down the sidelines and almost went all the way, but he's forced out of bounds on the 16-yard line.
Kind of a gutsy call. It looks like perhaps that Nate has pulled a hamstring or nothing. On a 4th and 1, a reverse usually takes a long time to develop, but Turner's got such great speed. He is able to get outside, and a la Walter Payton, he tries to tiptoe down the sidelines, but he does pick up the first down for Mount Carmel. The ball resting at the Lane Tech 16-yard line.
It is a gutsy call. When you have great speed like that, it's you feel like you got your pretty good weapons going for you. As Mount Carmel now facing 1st and 10 on the 16, and they're also facing a 7-0 deficit. 2 receivers split to the bottom of your screen. Here's Danko throwing the ball away, intended for Washington. On the swing pass.
Had it set up.